Hey, it's Brian Rosen again from Bevstrat, and we're doing another one in our series of Meet the, and it's Meet the Distiller, Meet the Winemaker, Meet the Financier, Meet the Retailer, whatever it is, but it's Meet the. And today, we are lucky to have SoulBoxer in the house, in the box right next to me. It depends on which side you're on, actually. Am I on this side to you?
You're
Okay.
above me on this one, so
Oh,
I don't
am I
know.
above you? Okay, so
Yeah.
that's a weird position to be in. But regardless, I am with Jason here, who's a client of ours. We sell his brand in Illinois. It is called SoulBoxer. Despite COVID concerns, despite half the market being um, not in play, I just learned that he's up double digits for the year, which is great, ahead of projections. So really cool things to think about. So Jason, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Friend and client, like the hair club. Can you tell us a little bit about your brand and what people should know about it? Because it really is fantastic. And you've got some bottles behind you, and I'm going to bring some of my bottles forward as well.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, SoulBoxer, we launched in 2015. A couple veterans of the craft spirits business. Really fell in love with the craft spirits, the attention to detail, good ingredients. But when we started SoulBoxer, we wanted to do something that really hadn't been done. So when we launched this ready to drink, ready to pour, essentially cocktail, nobody else was really doing that. We saw bartenders, barrel aging cocktails. We saw bartenders bottle aging cocktails. All the trends that we read about were that spirits were overtaking wine and beer as far as market share.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to figure out how to bridge that gap. People at home were still drinking beer or opening a nice bottle of wine. We thought, how can we bring these great cocktails to people really simply, really in an approachable manner? So We've got our Wisconsin style brandy old fashioned, because we're a couple of good Wisconsin guys. We've got the bourbon old fashioned, and we make a rye whiskey Manhattan.
And what is so you talk about Wisconsin style, right?
Yeah,
And
right.
our main office is here in Chicago. You're in Wisconsin. So what does it mean, Wisconsin style? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it was really modeled after what you'd get at a great Wisconsin supper club. And if for people that haven't been to a supper club, it's a little bit casual, it's a little bit upscale. It's where you go on Friday and Saturday night to get a really big meal, a really good meal, and typically you're in the bar for an hour,
Right.
hour and a half, maybe two beforehand, and the brandy old fashioned is really part of that experience. So if you grew up in Wisconsin and went to restaurants, that's what people drank. You're around it your whole life. But it's very it's taken very seriously here in Wisconsin. So we wanted to make a cocktail that echoed like those old school supper club handmade old fashions, but from a bottle. So we could only do it, using like real cherries, real oranges, and we didn't know a lot about the flavoring end of the business, so we just did it the way we knew how, like a bartender would.
So in Wisconsin, everything takes everything really seriously. So Packers. SoulBoxer,
right?
Kohl's, right?
Right.
And Summerfest. Those are the things.
Cheese. Don't forget about cheese, man.
Oh, and cheese, yeah, of course. And tell me a little bit about kind of how many states you're in, and
Yep.
and who distributes you in what states, and how can people find you?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a pretty small footprint, but it's really, really deep. We wanted to focus on making sure that we're taking care of the retailers locally. So throughout Wisconsin, 600 plus retailers, the mom and pops, the chains, everybody. You can also find us in Illinois and Minnesota. We are distributed in Wisconsin by Badger Liquor and Frank Liquor,
Sure.
doing a great job for us out there. And then we've got Breakthrough Beverage in Illinois and Minnesota. And we are continuing year after year to grow in those markets, and there's a ton of opportunity. Early this year, before the COVID thing happened, we did launch an online selling platform.
Right.
Being that
Was it yours or was it third party?
It's third party. We're partnering with Speakeasy.
Sure. Is Speakeasy Big Fish?
No.
Or Speakeasy's in Colorado?
They're out of San Diego.
Perfect. I'm right on both fronts.
Right. So we were looking for a while because, for us, a small brand, we don't have the horses to really go out and tackle a bunch of different states. But I get a dozen emails a week from people looking for product because it is unique. It does have that little bit of that, hey, back from home feeling. So we were looking for a solution, and it went from a little bit of fun, like, hey, maybe we can send a couple bottles to a few people, to we're building a business plan around it because of what has happened and because of the success we're seeing from this online platform. it's not really to, our plan is not to, go over the heads of the mom and pop liquor stores, but it's to really give access for a small brand to give access to people that aren't in our home markets.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty exciting that
We find from a success standpoint, sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, no.
We find from a success standpoint, you as a supplier and a retailer, almost your goals are a little bit different because you want to get in as many spots as you want, what we call PODs.
Yep.
And the retailer wants to be able to maximize the visit of the consumer within their store.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be this yin and the yang, and how do you find the retailers that understand there's different channels to buy? And it's funny because you never see a C store in New York that sells a Diet Coke for $1 a can yell at the vending machine who sells it for $2.
Right.
You never see that kind of bifurcation of relationship. But in the liquor business, it really does work and act like that.
Yeah. And to your point, looking for a lot of placements and everywhere. We kind of, at first that's what we were thinking, but now we're more about let's get in the right places. Let's get in the places where we can turn product and earn the trust of retailers, and earn the trust of consumers even. So they're going back and buying a second, third, and fourth bottle. This isn't a one-time buy niche kind of item. We want to move volume to this product.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you maybe can tell, we're working from home today because my dog is the third,
awesome.
is the third wheel here. So we're gonna
business partner
because someone needs to go out, and so does my dog. Jason, thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
And thanks, everyone. We're going to put this online on all of our platforms, so about 100,000 people. Happy Friday, everyone, and thank you, SoulBoxer, for being part of this.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks.
Thanks.